Biz Buzz, 2 till 3:30 every weekday on Marlow FM 97.5.
Oh, I'm straight back on. We have nothing else.
No, that's it.
That's it. Well, yes, welcome back. I'm just going to introduce a subject which is relevant at the moment. I've spoken to a number of people about it, which is the work-life balance. People have been off work and relaxed, hopefully.
And
you
I
were
did.
very good.
I said I was
you
a
were
good
very
boy.
good.
Yeah.
And they're now facing getting the balance back. Work-life balance, a big issue. I mean, there's an article here that I got from, where did I get this one from?
99U. I don't know what 99U is.
Yeah, it's probably just one of the psychology.com reviews. Yeah, anyway, it's actually saying that trying to work-life separation is impossible, was the headline. So here's how to deal with that impossibility. It's just got a couple of tips. But what I was interested in was the degree to which we're all connected, that your partner's work-life balance will affect you, and you will affect your people, your colleagues at work, and the whole thing is a big system. So we've all got to share in helping each other get the work-life balance right. And I wondered for our guests, what are you finding? You keeping a log, apparently, Alex?
I am, yeah. I'm in the... Who was the guy that, if I should know, I've forgotten his name. He was the guy that invented the light bulb.
Oh,
Edison.
Well, they say it was Edison, but some people would say it was Swan.
But Edison was, one of his quotes as he never worked a day in his life. And what he meant by that was there was no division between life and work, because if you're doing something you love, it is your life. And I'm fortunate enough and lucky enough to be in that sort of environment. I do what I get to do and I have the opportunity to do, rather than it's something I've been forced to do, and many of us are in that situation. So I don't find that there's a difference between work and life. Work and life are the same thing to me. That is not to say, though, that you can not end up working too much and living. So the boundaries issue is the interesting.
Yes.
thing.
What would be too much? So you've obviously got some line which you're defining as too much.
Well, I run a model which is fitness, family, fortune, fun, force, and fame. And
Okay. Say that more slowly.
Got a bit slowly.
Okay, so fitness, family.
Yeah.
It's a 6F model. Fitness, family, fortune, fun, force, and fame. So fame is that bit in us where we do stuff like I'm on the radio. I mean, why are you on the radio? It's partly to do with, some desire to be significant in some way to others and speak. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Force is the extent to which we are engaged with helping others in our community, and fun is making sure you have a laugh, and then fitness, family, and fortune are fairly, to me, fairly obvious. And what I think happens is those 6 tanks get out of balance. So I've lived a life where one of the tanks has been particularly overheating and overflowing, and the fitness one, for example, has been pretty empty, and that's where it becomes unsustainable.
And is that for you? I mean, for you, is that the wrong balance? Because I suppose for somebody else who didn't bother would say that's the perfectly right balance for me. Very little fitness.
The word balance implies stability. It doesn't mean the same thing, but it does imply stability. So if you take those 6 things that I've given you, if at least 4 of those are not at a similar level, you're out of balance, because the table's going to fall over, because if they're the legs, then, you need at least 4 of them, and preferably most of those table legs, to be supportive of the total. And if you end up on one leg, you can balance, but you're very precarious.
But you made the choice of what the legs are made up of: fitness, force. So you made that choice.
Well, yes, that's my life.
Yeah. That's your life. It's your balance.
Yeah.
But by balance, do they need to be equal? So forget the 24-hour day because you're sleeping some of it. But in terms of active time, if you've got 4 of those with 4 hours each is 16 of your hours, and you sleep for 8, or is it not a time thing? Is it more about what you get out of it, or how do you work out whether or not you're balanced?
Yeah, I'm using this metaphor.
Yes, it's when you feel out of balance that we're interested.
I mean, the question really, it starts with what is success.
Yeah.
And most people think of success as something other than being happy. Most people model themselves not on people who are happy, but on people who are successful in some other way, in a narrow sense. People who are happy or at peace or contented are in balance. Those people who are successful in a narrow way are out of balance, but they're very successful in that particular area, because if you overheat in one particular area, then the rest of the area can't by definition be at the same level. So, well, it's my view. It could be complete nonsense, but for me, it's about making sure that the tanks have all got some water in, as it were.
What about you, Paul? Is this something that comes up with the FSB? Do FSB look into issues of work-life balance and so on, well-being?
People like you, really.
Do they? Yeah. Okay. I know
I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest. If you want a quiet life, don't start up a small business. It's all a pub. No, but the thing that resonated with me in this article was the how's your day conversation and the importance of
being careful.
Be careful with what you bring, your baggage you bring home. Now, in my case, I didn't bring baggage home with me. I just kept it locked up. I think one of the best things I discovered in the latter years was actually, rather than have my cave time, which I do, I come back, and if I've got some, I then put aside some time to just say to my wife, right, how's your day been? And in fact, I got...
Did you give the teacher an apple as well?
My wife is a teacher. I got caught out on this because this is the first I came on your show, and my wife was listening, and she gave me a really rough time over this because... For the last 10 years I've been listening and setting aside time. What was I doing the previous 30 years? But I do think it's important to think consciously about this, because I think your partner, it is good to share things, but you've got to be conscious just as much as anybody else.
It's this idea that we're all very, very closely connected, and that your feelings about your work affect your home. Then your partner takes that from home to her work, and then your work colleagues are affected by the way you're thinking about things. So the whole thing spreads. So I suppose it's just it's important. Think about what you say to your partner when you get home, if your work-life balance has been a bit stressful. Also, one of the tips was don't leave unfinished goals just to dwell in your head. A bit like, I think one of you was saying, always get things out of your head by writing a list. This article suggested that one of the best ways of relieving the stress from goals, things that you haven't achieved constantly coming into your thoughts, is write them down with a plan of when I'm going to address it. Right, done with that. It's on a piece of paper. I'll address it on Tuesday. Now I can get on with just enjoying my Christmas pudding.
And I'm saying in that way because I do that, and for me, it really works. Let's move on. We have a piece